All right, it is 5:15, August 4th, 2026. I will go ahead and call the meeting to order. Ashley, you want to do roll call, please?
Kelly.
Here.
Peterson.
Here.
Limburg.
Here.
Nipper.
Here.
Shaven.
Here.
Kroger.
Here.
Thank you.
We all received the amended agenda. Nothing since that
Nope.
24 hours ago. Is there a motion to approve the amended agenda?
So motion. Second.
Motion by Lindberg, second by Shaven.
Roll call Kelly.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Limburg.
Aye.
Nipper.
Aye.
Shaven.
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Thank you.
Any conflicts with anything?
No.
Seeing none. Move on to the consent agenda. This is all under one motion, one roll call. We have the minutes of the July 21st council meeting. Claims list 1367 in the amount of $700,655.66. Couple sizable ones on there. Everybody get a chance to take a look at those?
Yes.
Questions, concerns? Nope. New application for Now and Forever Iowa LLC Class E Retail Alcohol License. And then we also need to approve fiscal year 26-27 Now and Forever Harlan cigarette, tobacco, nicotine, vapor permits. This must be the new down the street.
Going, yep.
Okay.
618 Durham.
Are they just remodeling, or what are they doing? Just new lease?
I
I'm
saw a
not
plan
sure,
in there.
but I saw the city of Irwin's
Yeah, there's quite a
agenda
few
and
local.
it's on theirs as well, so.
So are they moving to the old Moldwood Products building, or is it redoing?
It's the gas station.
It's the gas
It's the gas station.
Okay,
No.
that's what, I looked it up and I thought it was the gas station.
Yeah.
Someone else bought that building.
Okay.
'Cause
Well, I
I
know a while back they were supposed to turn into Mega Saver and
And
then
then they didn't.
think
fell
that's
through or
changed.
something.
No,
So the
it's
employees said, use your rewards. And then I go up there for work and it's like, you guys changing? No, they brought all of our stuff back, so I don't think so.
All right, is there a motion for the consent agenda?
Motion.
Second?
Motion by Peterson, second by Kroger.
Roll call Kelly.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Limburg.
Aye.
Nipper.
Aye.
Shaven.
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Thank you.
And then under present to be heard, Nikki Rainey. Did you address the council?
I do.
Okay, come on up. I don't think the mic works, but we just have you stand there and pretend like it does, so.
Jonathan.
Jay can get you.
Camera get you. You're live.
I'm live,
Yep.
so watch my mouth. Got it. Got it.
Family friendly.
So I don't know what I really planned to say today, other than I wanted to tell you guys how my lunch hour went on Thursday. I turned the corner from 7th Street onto Baldwin, headed for 12th Street, and all I saw was hair off to the corner. And it was a little 11-year-old kid on an electric scooter that blew through the stop sign and hit me pretty hard. It really hit me hard, damaged my vehicle. He told me his brakes didn't work. He didn't want me to call anyone. I called everyone. They ended up taking him in the ambulance. I know he had some minor injuries. His brakes worked fine on his scooter. He literally just ran the stop sign, and it wasn't the first time. Same kid. I don't know what the answer is with these scooters, but I've seen two people just today not stopping at stop signs and just blowing right through them. I don't know what they're doing in other cities around us about it, but I think it needs to be addressed. I think something needs to change. I mean, he's 11. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know basic traffic laws. I didn't have a stop sign. Honestly, the funeral home had something going on, and the church across the street had cars parked there like they often do. I didn't see him at all. I'm sure he didn't see me until it was too late. I mean, scooter parts flew past my truck. I'm telling you, 2 seconds in time difference, half a mile per hour less I was driving, he'd have been in front of my truck. I mean, this kid could have been killed. And I don't know what needs to change, but I'm asking the city to please look into what other cities around us are doing and try to come up with a better solution. School's gonna be starting and that's just gonna be a mess. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is Nikki aware that we have a ordinance? You're aware we have an ordinance, correct?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not followed.
No.
And we also need the parents' help in educating our children. And I'm saying our children because they are our children. And none of us want to end up visiting a funeral home for a child or for an adult that possibly hit them.
I know it's not my fault.
No, and I'm not saying
I know
it
it's
is.
not, but I still feel terrible. It's
Understood.
still a child.
Rightfully so, yes. And we appreciate you coming forward and telling us your story, because we see it also.
To add into that too, I think we need to find a ways to reach out to school and try to educate students also too, and talk to teachers, trying to implement something through the school also too.
Right.
Well, I mean, education is 100% a great thing, but I mean, like Zoel's saying, you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So I mean, we can provide all the education materials in, but I do agree the fact that we have to enlist the help of the parents to not just to say, go buy a $180 scooter off Amazon, put your kid on it and tell them to drive around town, you know, without maybe going over some of the basic aspect. Because as a city, yes, we do put the ordinance in. You know, I think there's been some confusion that may need to be clarified as far as how those ordinances can be enforced. You know, I guess I'll say we have Captain Butler from the Shelby County Sheriff's Office here. We have Chris Byland, who is our code enforcement officer. To clarify, code enforcement officer cannot write or stop a person on a moving vehicle because they are not a law enforcement officer, correct?
Right.
So, I mean, in this particular case, I mean, I get the aspect. I mean, you have an 8-year-old kid. It's kind of tough to, you know, want to have pull over an 8-year-old kid and write him it's a schedule. I think it's a $500 violation.
Your ordinance for riding scooters around the square area, your block area, is they can't ride them on the sidewalk, so that pushes them into the street. They're still legal to ride in the street. Somebody riding on the sidewalk, your ordinance and the way that things are set, that first offense would be a $500 suggested. You suggest the fine amount, but the end amount is set by the magistrate. The traffic violation for running stop signs is $287, and that's what I did end up writing this 11-year-old kid after this accident. So he's been cited into court on failure to stop at a stop sign. I personally spoke with that kid 2 days earlier about running stop signs at that same point in time and said, you know, you gotta not do this, you're gonna get hit by a car. Oh no, it's not a big deal. My brakes don't work. We checked his brakes worked fine then, and we checked them after the accident, and they still work fine. He's just not obeying the law. So it starts with the parents, and just like you said, you can go buy him a $200 scooter and then put him out on the road, but you should educate them about
Correct.
how to drive them on the road, just like we should educate people with their bicycles. And it's not just the kids, it's adults as well.
So you're
They
saying
feel that because I'm on a scooter or a bicycle,
Yeah.
I don't need to obey the traffic violations or the traffic signs.
So
You
they're-
do, you 100%
they're
do.
pushed onto the streets, and therefore they fall under traffic laws.
Correct. If you're riding on the street, you're on the traffic side of things. If you're riding on sidewalks, your only ordinance banning sidewalk usage is that area
Downtown.
around the square.
The one block, 5th to 8th.
So
Okay.
I think it would be wise to sit down with the sheriff department and sit down and evaluate the ordinance again, and you can.
Well, every incidence of either a bicycle or a scooter being involved in an accident with a car or a vehicle has always been the bicycle or scooter's riders' fault. It's their disobedience to the traffic laws that created it. So, I mean, can we go out and write some more stop sign tickets on kids on scooters? Yeah, we can, but it's $300 that the parent's gonna end up paying. And then they're gonna be mad at us when it's not our job to tell you your kid how to ride their scooter, right? That starts at home, just like you said, Sharon.
Yes.
I mean, we're not a ticket-heavy agency. You get our stats every year, every month. I mean, last year, we wrote 218 traffic tickets and issued 950 warnings. So, I mean, to write kids' tickets is kind of hard for us to do too. Parents don't want it, we don't want it, and I know you don't want it, but what is the right answer to make these kids obey the traffic laws? I don't really know. Because talking to them as law enforcement obviously doesn't work either because they're still doing it 48 hours later.
Can the ticket go to the parents?
No, the person doing it would need to be cited for it. So for us to cite a juvenile, just like I talked to Teresa with juvenile courts about this, they just get cited into court and then they have to pay it, right? Well, we know, and I talked to this kid in particular that day and said, can you pay for a $300 ticket? Well, no. Do you think your parents can afford that? Well, no. So is that the right answer? If we cite a child, right, they get a court date, they don't show up for a court date, or they do show up for a court date, now you get this schedule violation that they may or may not pay. I don't know what happens to that down the road, because if you're 11 and you get a traffic ticket, a normal adult that doesn't pay their ticket gets suspended. You don't have a license, so you can't, there's no suspension to hand down. And does that suspension sit for 5 years to when you do get your driver's license at 16 and now you can't because when you were 11 you ran a stop sign on a scooter? I don't really know how that side of that works.
I think there's just too many open variables, and I'm going to be honest, and I'm just speaking on myself, and I'm not speaking for the other council members, but we can't be the only city that's in this predicament now. I'm pretty sure other cities throughout the state of Iowa, probably throughout the United States, probably have the same sort of issue coming about. I mean, prime example, we just seen it in the news out here in Gretna, what was it, 2 or 3 weeks ago, a 10 or 11-year-old boy who was hit and killed on one, and now it's going back to council to look to, possibly see are they going to ban or what their next portion of this is going to be into this. I mean, it's, for us to make the ordinance, but it's just like any other traffic law. You have people that abide by it, people who are going to do it, but then you have the people who don't, and those are the people that are causing the issues or causing people to nearly take somebody's life because they're hitting somebody that's running a stop sign. So there's so many moving variables to this. So, I wouldn't say personally that if the city would, Chris, if you were in the sheriff's office, if something we could put together maybe for like a town hall type thing, or like a public seminar to come in and do like an education type thing, if RJ or somebody would be willing to do that since he knows a lot of the students, to get the information out or something along those lines. I mean, we can do our part to a certain extent, but once again, it's going to flow back to the point of the parents that are going to have to start telling your children.
So that's
all
all
the lies. I mean,
education part of it.
Yeah.
You go to the school and RJ can be able to teach the classes, of which you can go out there and teach classes
because
for the students and let them know that, hey, these are the rules.
Right.
Because there's nothing else we can do as long as we educate the parents, educate the children.
Right.
We have an ordinance in place, and some people follow the rules, some won't follow the rules. So I mean, citation is the only solution. Or unless if you want to say there's no scooters at all in Harlan.
Yeah,
Is it
run into
possible-
the same thing, if you ban the scooters, right, you're still gonna have people that are gonna ride the scooters, right? Drugs have been illegal for decades, and people are still doing drugs, right? I mean, it's just the personal responsibility for the child and then the parents too, to enforce that, hey, when you're out doing these, when you're riding this to the pool or to practice, because, I mean, the popularity of scooters from last year at this time to this year is tenfold, right? Every kid's got a scooter this summer compared to last summer. I could tell you that 5 or 10 or 15 kids in Harlan that were riding the scooters around town, because that was it. There wasn't, they're
And
not
they're getting
as-
cheaper.
Oh, there's so many of them out there. That's
But education the hard way too. You start writing all of them tickets. Obviously, parents are gonna be pissed, but they're gonna
Correct.
word of mouth for all those kids on their phones. That's gonna spread faster than
Right.
education
But- and
at
that-
school.
and-
But if the parents don't have to actually pay the ticket,
Well,
Are
Go
they-
back to the square one, yeah.
I mean,
And-
it's going
and-
to take a team effort of everybody, because I mean, we can't sit back and wait for literally a tragedy to happen or happen in our community, then like, oh, now what do we want to do? I mean, to put forth a little effort, I mean, I think it's going to be a team effort between everybody, those who enforce it, those who put the ordinance in place, and then those in the public safety aspect, whether get the fire department involved too, that can show, I mean,
We have a lot of people
Basic
here. Does
safety.
anyone have a different opinion? You want to share something?
Can you impound a scooter? Especially with an accident, it should be impounded, right?
You can't take it and then say you have to come up and
I
visit
need a
with an
legal
officer
reason to
or.
take somebody's, I need a legal reason to take that scooter away from a child.
So in the
right?
city
It's
of
personal
Dublin, they had
property.
a side-by-side run over a person. They took that and impounded it.
That's part of the accident investigation, I'm sure.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
scooter would be too then, right?
But was that,
As
did you
part
say
of the
that was a
accident
death?
investigation.
No, it wasn't,
Oh.
it was a serious injury, but yes.
Yeah, you could take it as part of the accident investigation, but you can't hold it forever,
No, I know
right?
that.
So, I mean, for me to pull a kid over for running the stop sign, I can't impound his scooter for that.
Okay.
Well, my thing is that I have to get a license to drive my car, and I have to abide by that license. When I was 14, I had to take a class and get a license to ride a moped. These have motors in them that go fairly decently fast. I know that we don't have laws in place that license a kid, an 8-year-old kid for a scooter, but they're on our streets that have laws and traffic on them. I mean, it's a huge, and my fear is yes, the kid, when there's a fatality that happens, but for the poor person whose life is forever changed, you know, and it's gonna be like a 76-year-old woman like my mom, who just is out going to the grocery store, you know, and I heard somebody say the schools the teachers aren't going to have time to, like, I could see maybe RJ, and I understand it's the parent's job, and for most parents, they'll do that, but the kids that are not following the rules are coming from homes that don't do that. So,
So everybody knows where I live in town. I live in one of the busiest, and probably the most behaved, dangerous intersections there is. We already have a problem with cars that will run that stop sign off our way. And that is, you know, I hate to say that, but it's true.
Oh, I agree.
And if you don't believe what I have to say, come sit in my yard for a week and watch how many kids on a scooter, doesn't matter what direction they come from, will run that stop sign. And it doesn't matter if they're on the street or if they're on the sidewalk. They will run right across that thing or turn into the traffic. Not even looking. Some of them, 90% of them are that way. Okay? Some of them will stop. Some of them have little bright lights on
Turn
the
signals.
back end of them. Some of them, I didn't even see use hand signals. I didn't even know they knew that type of thing. But I'll tell you one thing, 85–90% don't even want a helmet. And for something that's not to be done, if you can't do this and you can't do that, or you're too afraid to do that, then to me, there's only one solution: ban them. Because I would rather see a kid walk to school than be carried in a box going up the street from the cemetery. Plain and simple.
So Scott, my question to you then, so we, just figuratively speaking, we impose a ban,
Then what?
is it just gonna stop? I mean, are scooters just gonna stop rolling to the stop signs? I mean, then what? I mean, just like Captain Butler said, I mean, drugs are banned too, people still do them. I mean, it's a start, I agree, but I
If
mean,
you can't pay them, that's fine, but then who's responsible for them?
correct.
Because they kids do not comprehend that. They're not old enough. They're kids. They don't, they don't give a crap.
So
They're out there because he's out there, so I can be out there. And do they listen to their parents? I don't know, I'm not there. Maybe the parents are telling them that, but the friends have been doing it. It's been like that for years. But how do you hold somebody accountable for that legally can't do nothing to it? You have to go to the parent. So really, you can make an ordinance that says they can't be up town on the square, make an ordinance and they can't ride them on the street, period. Put them on the sidewalk.
Still go through the stop sign.
They'll still blow through the stop sign.
I'm telling you, I already have enough accidents at my intersection already. And if a kid gets hit there, this is what I'll probably go to the home, because he ain't gonna live.
Oh, I would agree.
I hate to
You
say
would
that,
agree,
but-
I mean, I live down on Court Street, and I mean, it's a drag strip. I mean, by the time I live in the corner of 9th and Court, I mean, people are well over the 25-mile-an-hour posted speed limit. I mean, whether it's a scooter or a vehicle, I mean, it's all over town. I
And
mean,
they're going the wrong way.
or wrong way up the one way. I mean, it's, I mean, as far as the liability, that could be the blame game, I guess, as far as amongst anybody. I mean,
We have an ordinance in place and we have.
ordinance in place, I mean, it's up sheriff's office, I mean, to choose to enforce it. I mean, parents, I mean, it's a team effort. We're not gonna wave a magical wand and make this problem go away tonight. I mean, that's 110% honesty right there. So, I mean, I think we've kind of doing our due diligence now. I've done a little investigating. I mean, you can reach out to some neighboring cities. Like I said, we're not the only one. We're not gonna have a magical answer for it tonight.
And I'm part of the MAPA RPA team that is looking into this. Also DOT is looking into it, put restrictions and stuff, but it's something new, it's growing, and they're trying to find a solution. So if any updates coming across, we'll share those in the community.
Well, it's gotta start at the state level, especially the laws. I mean, like, if you wanna start imposing like facts of saying somebody needs to be 14 to drive a scooter or take a learner's
It has to
permit,
go to the state level. so
then that has to
that's
start
what
at the
we're-
state
Well,
level.
can the parents like sign off on my kid's allowed to ride a scooter and I will be responsible for any violations or tickets or something?
Do they have to be registered or carry any type of insurance?
No.
As long as it's under 750 watts, which is equal to 1 horsepower, they do not need a license, registration, title, insurance, or a license plate. If it goes over the 750 watts, it turns into a motor vehicle like a moped.
How fast is 750?
750 watts is over 28 mile an hour.
Yeah.
About 28 miles.
Nikki, did you have a
I'm
question?
paying for my own repairs to my pickup. I'm not turning it into insurance, and this family is not gonna be able to afford to pay. I'm just gonna take care of it.
Well, I think it's gonna take, we talk about the group effort, but I think, it's not just Harlan. It's probably every community, not just Iowa. It's gonna take people like this in a room talking to people that sit and make rules and laws for the states that pass it down. It's gonna take a while, but I think all we can really do right now, I mean, the extreme is to ban them, which I don't think that's probably gonna happen tonight. But at least we're having the conversation. It's one of those things that I think this helps it more. I think, we go through the route of to continue the education. We gotta make people aware, and it falls on parents. I mean, I would think there's probably a few parents in this room that have watched a child grow up and you've told them and they didn't listen to you about this, that, and other. Chad's right. I mean, there are way more scooters. There's way more side-by-sides in Harlan right now. I mean, it's changed for some reason. But it's one of those things that's, they go the wrong way, they go too fast, they're on the sidewalks, they're everywhere. But I think, we are starting school, and that's a great place to start, whether it be RJ, and I know teachers don't have time to talk about it every day, but a school assembly on this would be a great thing to start off with, just to say, hey, just get the word out, whether or not it's opening night with principals talking about it with teachers, having something there. I mean, you gotta make them aware, because there's gonna be a lot more kids riding these things to school. And that means, parents picking up kids, having to dodge kids that are, and you know what it's like to leave that parking lot in a vehicle after school. I can't imagine what it's like leaving a grade school on e-bikes or whatever they're riding, these little scooters. I mean, that's reality right now. So what we can do is continue to keep talking about this and not just ignore it, because, even if not to even say this out loud, but if a tragedy happens tomorrow, we're doing what we can do. There's nothing we probably can do right now to stop it, because that's still a parent that allowed that kid to go out and make a poor choice, and that's kind of where it starts. You gotta start making better choices, but it's hard to convince an 8-year-old, an 11-year-old, an 18-year-old to make the right choice. So.
But Jay, and I think what Sharon said on our kids, I like that idea. This morning, I hollered out to a girl. I followed her down Victoria to 8th Street. She was on the wrong side of the road. She blew through that stop sign, turning the corner, and I just yelled out my window. I said, "You missed a stop sign." And I think it's okay, the
Yeah, I
older
do
I
too.
get,
I
the
think
more
we're gonna need to
opinions
turn
I
into
have
those
like that, but I
grumpy
think
old
it's
guys
okay.
sitting on the lawn yelling at the kids. I mean, that's what we're gonna turn into.
I mean,
That's
to
okay
just-
right now.
To just say, hey, you
I remember
realize that you
last
could have been.
last year during the homecoming parade, I grabbed a kid that was hanging on to a float, just going, every float went by, and everybody stood there and watched it. I finally just walked out, and I was the old guy that said, okay, no more, you know? And I got looked at by parents and by what else, but you know what? All I need is a kid to get run over by a float in a homecoming parade, and then it's my fault, and then it's your fault, and it's everybody's fault. But, I mean, that's what we have to turn into for a while, is start yelling out the window, you know? Yelling out the sidewalk, hey, knock it off, you know what? And they're probably gonna look at you and just keep going, but at least, I mean, that,
But if they hear it
that's
from more and
grassroots
more
right there,
people-
is just reminding them that you can't do what you're doing. But, you know, I don't know, until something comes down from above and says, you know, you have to take a course and you're 8 years old to ride a scooter, and your parents have to sign off on this, and you have to have insurance. I mean, that's not gonna happen for quite some time, but, because scooters, you know, they're reality right now, so.
Can someone contact the school to see if they're willing to hold an assembly at the school, or to see what they can do? And maybe, and it's a lot, but twice a year. I mean, I remember when I was in school, I had to take a hunter safety class, and I've never shot a gun in my life, but it was mandatory that we all take it.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's too outrageous for the number of kids that actually do ride them, for the school to be able to hold an assembly
Yeah, that makes
saying,
sense.
hey,
Thank you for coming tonight, Nikki, to kind of spark the interest. We all know it, we've all seen it, we've been watching it. We don't want to be that community that is gonna show up, because there'll be a lot of people show up for somebody's gathering if something like that happens, because everybody's gotta know that kid and everybody's gotta know that family. But,
Take the ideas from other communities that they're trying to do, and let's be the first one that does it.
yeah, and I know we're not
Follow
alone.
us, not follow somebody else.
Because we have an ordinance, other cities don't even have the ordinance yet.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
But I mean, it's gotta get a lot more strict than it is.
Well, the ordinance of no scooters on sidewalks uptown just about caused me to run over a little girl last night. In my uncle's big handicap van that, I don't know if you've all seen it, it's white, it's weird shaped, it's noticeable. It has a backup beeper, and all I was trying to do was back out of a spot by La Authentica. I did not see that little girl. There was 2 cars parked next to me. She was tiny. She had on no helmet. Either no shoes or flip-flops. And she just straight down 7th Street, didn't stop at Durant, and just kept on going as fast as that little scooter would go. So if she would have hit that van like Nikki's truck got hit, she'd have been seriously injured, because that is big, it's heavy, it's got a wheelchair lift installed in it, so it is solid. And I don't want to be that person, and I don't want to be responsible for that.
I think the city should hold a thing for scooters, not push it off to the school.
No, that's why
For
my
every
idea
kid
was
that
like
has a scooter should
collaborate
have
with
to
the
attend
school
it.
and everybody. I mean, it's a team effort. I mean, you guys that are here, I mean, it's, word of mouth is gonna be your cheapest
well,
form of
the only reason
advertising.
I suggested the school is because every kid goes to school.
Right,
If you
RJ and
have
I
a city do
have
it, it's
talked
just,
about doing
those
it.
parents that care are the ones that are gonna send their kids, and the problem child riding the scooter, whose parents
Make it a
don't
registered
care,
vehicle.
is still not going
But
to
that's
send
Why
their
can't you
kid.
register it through the city?
it has to go through the state as well.
Can you
No,
say
it
no
don't.
scooters on the
No,
street?
it's not,
You can register a golf cart
through the city.
through another city that I go to quite often. We'll have to register a golf cart
Correct.
through the city to ride it. It's registered
But that's
only
not
through
a-
the city.
That's not gonna stop them from riding through the stop sign.
But if they're not registered, you can pick them
You
up.
can pick them up and give them a violation for it.
So when you register that vehicle, are you required to provide insurance to the city there up there as well?
Yes.
Yes.
And then, that's a yearly thing or like a one-time thing?
Yearly
Or like-
thing.
You know,
Okay.
renewal, yeah.
20 bucks a golf cart.
Make them only be on
And
the
how
side.
will they know that's
These
the
go
race
past
or
the
not?
golf cart.
You got a sticker on it.
We get a sticker on
And a
it.
golf
keep
cart's
it
a lot
side by
bigger.
side.
Yep. 2026, and it's got a,
That's not a problem.
Well, I don't think anybody's in disagreement that obviously there's a safety concern, but I mean, like Mayor Jay said, we're not gonna make any actions on it tonight. I mean, it was here for open discussion. I mean, we can just keep the discussions going forward. It's not like we're kicking the can down the curb to wait. Obviously, it's been brought to the attention. We know we have a problem with it. It's something that needs to be addressed. So, I mean, we'll probably have some good discussion and you know, and rely on Chris and RJ in the sheriff's office and continue enforcing it and.
Butch,
Do you
what were
agree
you
that
gonna
with the
say?
ordinance? Oh,
RJ and I have talked about doing a class at the beginning of the school year with little elementary and middle school kids. Do like a whole presentation with everything at the beginning of the year, right as soon as it begins.
It'd be good.
Whether weather's nice and still doing them.
Also, too, we need to revisit the ordinance too and see, you know, can they also go on this road? Because the kids are smart now, they're not going to the street now, they're going to the road. So we need to figure out a way to,
I think they should just have to walk their bikes or scooters around that whole area where we say they can't ride it on the sidewalk. I think they should just have to walk it around that whole area. The square is dangerous enough in a car. A big SUV, you come out those corners, let alone kids. My kids were not allowed to ride their bike on the square, they had to walk
Last night
it.
at fire meeting, we were down at the fire station, working on a fire truck, and somebody came down 10th Street, didn't even stop at cycle, turned the corner, and we hollered at him, and he told us we're number one. So, I mean, that's another busy street that
I mean,
people
we
fly
can't
down,
cover
you know?
every area, but that is one trouble area that I'm surprised there hasn't been more accidents or deaths with kids
It's bound to
on
happen.
bikes or scooters.
you know,
It's bound to happen.
It's unfortunate that we have to say that, but I would agree with you. It's only a matter of time. I mean, we dodged the bullet long enough.
Yeah.
Nikki, thank you again.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time,
Appreciate
and your info.
All right, moving on to other business. Resolution 2647, setting the salaries for appointed officers and employees of the city of Harlan for the fiscal year 26-27.
It's publicized. I have no questions, so I'd so motion.
Second?
Motion by Lindberg, second by Kroger.
Roll call Kelly.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Lindberg.
Aye.
Knipper.
Aye.
Shaven.
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Thank you.
Next up is the City of Harlan Conference Training and Event Registration Policy.
we're developing this policy to put a limit on spending, just to make sure that we're aware of these conferences and stuff like that. And the reason is because it's a budgeted item, yes, but if you're gonna go to one or two conferences and spend all the money, you have no additional funding to go to additional conferences or education. We're trying to limit that to allow to see if we can register for more education instead of just having one or two and depleted the funding, yeah. And then we have to amend the budget or anything like that. And also to just for transparent, we just wanna make sure that we're aware anything over $1,000 in the registration and conferences. And this will share with the council, you guys have the time to review it, so.
So it's brought to you, then it comes to council for approval, or it's approved by you guys?
No, to approve.
Just come to
Well,
council.
we have the authority to approve it,
Correct.
but you guys will eventually approve it on the claims list.
Okay.
But this is just for transparency and aware.
No, I
of the spending.
agree.
Anything over $1,000.
So we're not shocked when we,
Get
So they could just physically
Get a
come
credit
and sit
card.
down and just explain to you the necessity, the purpose of why I need to go, and you say, okay, that's perfect, or if you say no, then if the buck stops with you, then what? If they disagree with you, then
then
they
they'll
come to
probably
us?
come to you.
Okay.
And another issue is they have their own board also too, so setting these limits, we'll be aware with what's happening there
For that
before
particular
they
department,
approve,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, this isn't for all,
Mhm.
all superintendents or
Yes.
all department, okay.
So do we actually need a whole new policy, or can you, I mean, if it's happened once and how long? Because you guys approve everything ahead of time anyway, right? Can you just say that if it's a non-budgeted expense, then it goes
We
to
didn't know
council?
about it.
This is a budgeted item.
Yeah.
But if it's budgeted, is it that big of a deal because
Well,
they're
her board
already
approved
spending?
it, so there's nothing
We can do it.
we can do.
The issue is I'm trying to limit the ways of spending, so if you can take 5 training a year instead of having one and go to Alaska or Canada, whatever, and finish and depleted that, we don't have to amend the budget, try to add more money to other conferences.
Right,
So
but
by
if it's
setting,
already- If it's already budgeted, does it matter if they wanna go to one
Well, I
conference for
think-
$5,000?
With this experience speaking, like, let's say I'm gonna attend a conference in Des Moines, okay, so I'm obviously gonna drive my car, I'm not gonna go to Omaha, book an airplane ticket to fly from Omaha to Des Moines to get to the conference, because technically if they wanna do that, and it's approved by the board, then that can happen. And we don't want that to happen, because obviously you wanna be transparent, cost effective to the taxpayers, so obviously, that's figuratively what this is coming in at, because there were some questions, and I'll just admit, I was the one that probably spearheaded this, because I had some questions regarding some claims that we approved for quite a large amount that I thought maybe we could have went a little bit of a cheaper approach on it. So in reference to that, I reached out to them and asked, what do we have for policies that are put in place for people who travel for recommendation or a certain dollar amount? And we just have a credit card policy, and what was the other one? Travel, there was really nothing set in limits. So if a department had wanted to put a $10,000 airplane ticket on their credit card, it's already paid for and done for, and they go and take that, it's already after the fact. So we're at least is putting something up in front that says we have a little, not some, a say in the matter, but also have some guidance to say, yes, that's approved, or no, it's not. So it puts a little bit back on the
It
superintendent's
just
budget.
looks like it's a very long convoluted policy, whereas like we have just a short little pre-approval. It's somebody sees it before, there's no dollar amounts, there's no,
Well, we have
if somebody would.
4 or 5 different departments and could, I'm not saying, I'd rather see it more like that as far as because if we just approve it, then it would come back and say, oh, well, this wasn't in there. This is pretty clear cut, dry, states expectations for compliance, what we're
Iowa
doing.
code and everything reference to that. And another thing also too, what's not spent goes back into the general for the next following budget cycle. So we just have to be careful in what we're spending on. And it's just more for transparent and awareness, and that's it. We're not limiting you. If you wanna go over $1,000, we can make that decision and look at it and say, okay, you're going over 1,000 because of this and this and this and that, instead of just having a bill for $3,000 while you could drive but you're flying,
But I'm perfect, as long as if it's in budget and they come to you and say, hey, and you give them the green light, is the city clerk, finance director for gatekeeper for the finances for the city, then we're all for it. If it's not a budgeted item and it has to come to council, then there's probably gonna be some questions asked. Because we represent the people, so the
Right.
last thing we do is come back and ask for more money because somebody mismanaged travel expenses. Not saying mismanaged, but misspent, so. Yeah. If there's no further discussion, I'll make that motion.
Second.
Or B.
Motion by Lindberg, second by Nippert.
Roll call Kelly.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Lindberg.
Aye.
Nippert.
Aye.
Shaven.
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Thank you.
Review and approve river access project payment number 3 to Christensen Brothers in the amount of $95,788.16.
This is their third payment that we're making for the project, so. And after this, I think we have $150,000 left to finalize that, so.
This one that total 418, correct? For the payments wise?
Yeah. And I was able to visit the site. They're doing a great work, and they have people there all the time. They're getting the rocks right now, so we're towards the end of the project. Yeah.
We got a couple more weeks before the completion
Yeah,
date.
we have 19 working days left to complete that.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Lindberg, second by Peterson.
Roll call Kelly.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Lindberg.
Aye.
Nippert.
Aye.
Shaven.
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Thank you.
Review and approve the recommendation to change gravel at the river access project to Class D from Class C in the amount of not to exceed $10,000.
So I had a conversation with LT Leon about the project. They had river rock instead of using gravel rock, so with the rain and stuff, those things could be washed in the slope area. So talking to them, they reach out to DOT, now they're changing to gravel rock, so there's additional cost to us, which will be more reliable, I would say that way, instead of having something that get washed out and then we have to replace that every 2 years or so. This will last us for a long time. So they estimated somewhere around 6,500, but we just wanted to be on the safe side to go to the 10, so if it comes less, then we're fine.
I think did Tim reach out to
Reach out to
council on
Tim, I
this?
think, send an
Yeah,
email, yeah.
in reference to what is a small adjustment now, or it could be a 60,000 plus cost
Later.
later.
So this was something you suggested, Jarvis, or this is something that the engineers looked at and decided to change their mind? or-
Gary Hop suggested.
Gary said,
Gary
"No,
Hop
we should be
suggested.
changing this, because it's not, okay,
The current would run away because the grate of it,
okay,
it's more like a sand mixture versus.
okay.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Motion by Nippert, second by Kroger.
Roll call Kelly.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Lindberg.
Aye.
Nippert.
Aye.
Shaven.
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Thank you.
Resolution number 2648, setting public hearing date of August 18th, 2026 at 5:15 PM on proposed sale of city property, 406 Tarkington Street. Just setting the date?
Yep.
Yeah, so I have a question on that. So if the property hasn't actually been sold yet, how can people be down there working on it already?
We stopped.
Is there any liability to the city on that? When it's still in?
We were made aware, we.
We were made aware.
Then it was stopped.
It stopped immediately after we were made aware of it, yeah.
And then there's also a request to change it from 2 years to 3 years?
So that one will be included in next meeting, because it's gonna be a separate item, so we can make a decision, because we're gonna be changing the contract, so allow us to make that decision at that time. At this time, we're just gonna leave everything the way it is.
So that's the second time we've approved extending from 2 years to 3 years. Do we just want to start making it 3 years? Because would more people bid on it if they knew that they would have 3 years instead of 2 to get a project done?
I think the
mean,
two
you guys only had
situations
one.
that this has happened on, they've bought more than one lot.
But if you have one
Like
single
this is
property-
one lot, but they have put up 3 structures.
Right.
And the same with him, he
Same
bought
she had,
multiple
so
lots.
two was 3, 4.
Right, I'm just saying the people that deal with the city a lot know that, oh, this is an option, but other people that don't necessarily do projects like this wouldn't know that. So would you get more bidders if you just put it out there for 3 years? You know, did that deter somebody from bidding that
Right.
maybe wanted to and thought, oh, I can't get that done in 3 years?
But it says otherwise approved by the city. So, I mean, I put that language in there to give that leverage. If they want an extension before they put the bid, they can request that. But going forward, I think what we'll do is, if it's just a single lot, one home, we'll give them 2 years. If it's multiple, and then we can go to the
Then it's
36
just
months.
automatically
Give
the
them-
3.
So motion, Mr. Mayor.
Second?
Motion by Lindberg, second by Kroger.
Roll call Kelly.
Aye.
Peterson.
Aye.
Lindberg.
Aye.
Nippert.
Aye.
Shaven.
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Thank you.
Next, we have Resolution 2649, approving the Iowa Department of Transportation 2026 Street Finance Report and authorizing the city clerk to sign same.
So this is just the annual report of actuals from road use tax, so. The revenue we got and the expenses we got.
Anybody have any questions about that?
Pretty short resolution.
Yep. A motion for Resolution 2649.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Lindberg, second by Nippert.
Roll call Kelly. Peterson.
Aye.
Lindberg.
Aye.
Nippert.
Aye.
Shaven.
Aye.
Kroger.
Aye.
Thank you.
Jarvis, City Administrator's Report.
Right, so, Harlan Airport apron expansion project is moving as planned. There's only few punchline items that we need to work on. It's the tie down for the planes and the drain cover rails. Those are the only 2 things left to finish the project. The capital improvement plan for the Harlan Airport Jet A fuel system for fiscal year 2027. I submit that to the FAA for review. Now, the city currently waiting the feedback from 2 grants that were submitted. The project cost is $700,000, but there's a $400,000 grant from the federal funding, and then there is a $230,000, no, $230 from federal, and then $400,000 from the state funding. And then, so the cost to the city would be only $70,000 out of that $700,000.
Only. long overdue.
Yep. River access project is moving as planned. The contractor has 19 days working left to finish the project. After approving this, the third payment, we have $150,000 left to finish up the project. I attended the Board of Supervisor meeting for Shelby County Board of Supervisor meeting, ribbon cutting for the Bauer Shoe. Also, July 22nd, attended HMS's Harrison Monona and the Shelby County meeting. The discussion was focused on the potential impact of municipality, including local government, operation infrastructure, funding, economic development, housing, public safety, and regulatory requirements due to the policy changes from the state level that may impact local government and community development initiatives. So with the changes with the taxation and stuff like that through the state level, we just had a meeting to see how this is gonna impact overall funding and projects and stuff like that. And August birthdays of Dalton McKinley, Linda Berger, and Ryan Schumann. That's all I have. And I was gone for a week too, so.
Welcome back.
Any questions?
Okay, thanks, Jarvis. I guess the only thing I would mention in my report, since this is live, I think there's a guy, been around for a day or two, having a little celebration tonight over at the Turkleson Center. While we speak, he's entertaining, I'm sure, a lot of folks. I'm sure the rain didn't keep them away. Keith Bauer celebrating 100 years of his business in town. That's something to celebrate. That's been a name, that business been, everybody knew Maud, everybody knows Keith. So we get done here, stop over, or if you're out there watching live, turn it off and go over to Turkleson and hang out with Keith for a while tonight. He deserves all the attention he can get right now, so that's pretty cool. I don't really have anything else under my report. Paul Plum, Shelby County Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
Good evening, Paul.
Paul.
We're planning for our annual meeting. It's happening tomorrow at over the lunch hour. I know some of you are signed up to be there, so we look forward to seeing you there. In that process, finishing up budgeting process and strategic plan to kind of present that at tomorrow's meeting. And then also did some webinars for grants that I'll be following up on after that meeting tomorrow. The state had a handful of grants that they put out all on the same day, webinars, but there's a couple good ones in there that would fit the county here, so probably go after those. Had a meeting with stakeholders yesterday on the potential funding for some projects that need to happen for some possible expansions that are looking at in the county. I know that's a pretty vague statement, but at this point, that's really all we can say. But it's a really good meeting on things that could be happening in the future. So then we also helped plan the National Night Out with Bruce here, was involved with that, and ended up canceling that. It was supposed to be going on right now, but with the weather, possible bad weather, we ended up canceling that. So we'll just plan on bigger and better next year. So, any questions from anybody? Anything going on at the chamber office? Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks.
HMU, Joe Ruschenberg.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Joe.
Good evening, Joe.
Just got a few items, just some updates. All departments are completing their normal maintenance and service work, along with a few other projects that I was gonna kind of highlight. Electric department is in the process of replacing a few of our old transformers, about 5 of them throughout the system. They are having some small scheduled outages with those replacements, so they're sending out reminders to affected customers ahead of the work. So if you see electric guys out replacing transformers, you kind of know what's going on there. As far as with the gas department, they're changing out meters. They are required every year to change out so many electric and gas meters just to keep them updated. So they're constantly kind of working on that. They did complete the Uptown Square and Business Area Leak Survey here a week or so ago. Good results on that. They did find some they call them spritzer leaks, very, very small leaks, but they're getting those fixed. But otherwise, the survey went very well. Results turned out good on that. And then as far as the water department, got a little bit of a People have been past there. We got some work going on down at the, right north of the water plant. It's a little show and tell. They're actually replacing, it's the finished water line that goes from the water plant down to our main storage, ground storage, and then we pump that out to the system and to the water towers to keep them filled.
Match up.
So we're finding out that that's supposed to be a 10-inch water main, that we've got some mineral buildup on it.
Some?
Yeah. So it ended up, it was about, probably got about a 3 or 4 inch opening in that pipe. And they had some issues back, I don't know, about 10 years ago too with that. Basically, we thought the cause back then was from caustic soda that we add. So once it comes out of the RO unit, it's a neutral water. So basically you want to make it more basic so it's not acidic and starts attacking anything out in the system. So that caustic soda is added to kind of make it more basic water chemistry. So we're thinking that's what the problem started back then. So they had to switch to liquid soda ash, and that was not supposed to collect in that pipe longer, after some advice from some people. So I think that's the same case there. We're going to do some testing on some of that material, but basically we're replacing that pipe just so we can get our flow back through the system. And then that's kind of what's going on down there if you go past our water plant. They did get the new pipe in place today and everything hooked up and flowing again, so.
Does it flow better then?
Yeah, like I said, we're back to the full pipe now again, so.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're gonna kind of find out if there needs to be a little bit different system in place or something with chemicals or just to prevent that. And we did go ahead and put something into where we can monitor that too and access that pipe to see if we got to clean it or video it, make sure that we're not getting that buildup again in the future. So. Any questions for me? No?
Doesn't look like it. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Just to add another thing on my report, I'm working with a CDBG grant for $500,000 that will be used for a sewer line project with wastewater, so it's in the early stages, so.
Wow.
Nice.
All right, Shelby County Sheriff's update, Captain Butler.
For last month, we had 8 accidents, 36 traffic citations, 158 traffic warnings, 22 arrests, no criminal mischiefs, no thefts, no burglaries, 317 contacts, 6 welfare checks, 9 residential or business alarms, and 4 animal complaints. Questions, do you have?
We don't need a separate line for scooters, do we?
Yeah.
Those would be in the contacts.
Was there a peak on July 19th? That day? Is there did your jail just fill up overnight?
No.
Close that group in town?
Actually, Ragbri only brought in 3 people to the jail.
We had 6 total from the 4-day event, 3 from Ragbri.
Between the race and Ragbri,
Races and.
it was okay.
Impressive.
2 open faithful though.
No major problem.
A few more contacts, probably.
A lot of contacts.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chad.
Thanks, Chad.
Public comments. Hearing none, meeting adjourned.
Thanks everybody for being here.
Thank you. Thanks.